Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video, and welcome to my Taiwanese apartment. I just wanted to show you guys around, and that's it. So yeah, I'll see you guys next time on another video. Stay positive, keep your stick on the ice. Bye. I'm pretty sure that joke has been made on just about every tiny apartment tour, but today I wanted to show you guys around my place, show you all its interesting quirks and features. I wanted to explain to you some of the differences between a typical Taiwanese apartment and something maybe typical of a Western apartment like North America. And I'm gonna need your guys' help because obviously you guys might be from countries that I've never been to or places I've never been to, like Europe. I've never been there. I don't know what apartments are like, but I'm gonna try to share with you where I live. And basically, yeah, it's small, but that's okay. It's got what I need. And we'll start off here in the living room. So the living room has pretty much what I need. It's got a sofa, it's got a coffee table, it's got a TV, all of which I own. Yes, there is a TV behind my TV, which I'll have to take off because I can't wall mount mine because it's too big. The one interesting thing I noticed about Taiwanese apartments, and I apologize if it sounds offensive, but they can often be extremely tacky. In this apartment in particular, the wallpaper is pretty bad. These are like spinal cords or something. My back! Oh, my back! The chandelier is the most 1980s tackiest chandelier I've ever seen. But I can just simply ignore it. One thing you'll also notice about Taiwanese apartments is that people don't really paint their walls very often. They'll typically keep them white with white floors, and it's kind of got this insane asylum feel in a lot of places. Luckily, this place does have the ugly wallpaper and a bit of wood and some things to make it a little bit more interesting to look at. But yeah, typically older apartments are very insane asylum feeling. Newer apartments are getting a lot better at that. They're a lot more cozy. And yeah, I don't really know what else to show in here. It's pretty standard stuff. Now, because this is just a tiny apartment, it is all connected to everything. You can very easily see the rest of the apartment. For example, my kitchen, which is great. I really needed a place with a kitchen because I do love to cook and I've got a lot of things for my kitchen and I needed storage for it, like pots and pans and plates and spices and what have you.
Shit and crap. Kitchen health hazard.
And this is great. It's got 2 burners. One thing about Taiwanese apartments that's really annoying, one thing I really wanted to avoid, is that they don't have kitchens. My first apartment I lived in did not have a kitchen. I looked at a lot of apartments that just had sort of a kitchenette or something you might find in a hotel that would have like a single induction burner and no places to cut anything or prepare food. It's just like a, you know, you might make pot noodles or something there once. I'm happy this place has somewhat of a kitchen. No, it's not big, but it's got space for what I need. And it did come with a fridge, which is a big upgrade for my house that I lived in because I didn't have a fridge in there. I just had a mini fridge. Interesting things about kitchens here is they have one of these. This is sort of a disinfector, I think. And basically this is used to, so you wash your dishes. It's not a dishwasher. You wash your dishes in the sink. There are no, or I should say very, 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 very rarely would you find a dishwasher in Taiwan because those are quite big. Taiwanese homes are quite small. Dishwashers take up space. And I think people would rather have that for cupboards. And so you wash your dishes in the sink. When you finish, you disinfect it in this thing. It's got like a cover that comes down and you press buttons. I haven't tried it yet. I've never used a disinfector, but that's what that is. And yeah, and obviously the next thing is the size. I mean, this is a very tiny kitchen. I think there are some kitchens in Western countries that are the size of my entire apartment. Taiwanese homes don't typically have the large appliances that you might take advantage of back in the West. For example, they might have a washing machine, but they won't have a dryer. There's no oven, there's no washing machines. You can buy these things, like you can buy an oven. I've got one, but there's a reason that Taiwanese homes don't have them. They're really big. So for example, if you take a look at my oven, which is really big, if I wanted to put it in my kitchen, and this is all the space I've got, it just doesn't fit. This really isn't gonna work for me. And I'm not much of a baker, and Taiwanese food isn't typically baked. It's usually fried and things like that. But a big oven like this, and again, I'm calling this big. This is laughable by comparison to Western ovens. You just can't fit it in your kitchen. So mine lives under my counter until I find a more permanent place to put this thing. Next up is the bathroom, which I'm gonna have to film with my phone because it's so small in here that if I was holding my camera, I'd be smacking into walls. It's small, but what's interesting is it is kind of Western style in the sense that the shower is separated from the sink and toilet area. A lot of times Taiwanese apartments will just have everything in one room, so there wouldn't be this separating door here, and that means everything gets wet. I had that at my old house, and honestly, it's not such a bad thing because if stuff gets messy, if you're shaving and you get hair everywhere, you just grab your shower hose and spray everything down. It's kind of convenient. Although my old place, it was a little concerning that I had an outlet sitting right under the shower head, which was kind of scary, but I lived, so I guess it was fine. I am kind of getting some China vibes in the sense of it's a bit older. There are some 1980s decor in here, and I once had a rather older bathroom, and well, yeah, don't miss those days. Oh shit. But yeah, come on in. I'll show you what's up with all of it. There's not a whole lot to see here really, except that now we're in my shower. Very, very tiny if you can get a sense for it. I'm filming on a wide angle here to try to give you, otherwise you'd just be looking at my nose. Very, very tiny, but you know, that's okay because it's, you know, who needs a big bathroom, right? But yeah, that's the bathroom. Interesting stuff. Moving on from my wonderful bathroom and kitchen is my sort of computer room, which was supposed to be my bedroom, but I'm not the smartest man in the world, and I wasn't able to fit my bed in here, so it's become my lounge, my sort of office, I guess, if you will. And one thing you'll really notice is it's got walls from a prison cell. It's pretty bad. At first I thought it was water damage, but then you notice that the pattern continues all the way along the wall, and it's supposed to look like that, I think. It's pretty gross, but whatever, I guess I'll just have to pretend it's not there. And then piece de la resistance is, of course, the light, this 1980s god-awful beaded light. I have no idea who bought that, and the chandelier and all of this together. It's very dated, I'll say, very tacky. That leads us outside to the balcony, which I want to show you, but honestly, it's not that interesting. It's just a washing machine. Balconies here in Taiwan are not used how they're used in the West, typically speaking. The West will have something like, well, it might have some deck chairs out there and people can go out there and relax and enjoy the sun. Taiwanese people don't do that for a variety of reasons, whether that be pollution, or it's just noisy, or the balconies are too small. Some people do, don't get me wrong, but it's not like it is in the West how a lot of people use the balconies. Balconies here are typically used just for washing clothes, drying clothes, and that's that. It would also give away where I lived because you used to be able to see the view, which is quite nice. Don't worry, just imagine a bunch of buildings and you got it. If you're desperate to see the view from my place, go over to my Patreon. I did show it there if you want to support me and get some extra content. And last, but I guess least, is my bedroom, which is up there. Yeah, really weird. I was really shocked to see how many apartments are built like this. I lived in one for a while. Alan lives in one now, and now so do I. A lot of Taiwanese apartments will have their bedroom upstairs. So it's not necessarily upstairs, it's more of a loft. So if you notice that the room we were just in, the computer room, the ceiling is really low.
Take over.
So, you know, a lot of tall people would not be able to fit themselves in that room. This is my bed. This is where all the magic happens, where I read my Bible and think about which orphanage I'm gonna donate to next. And yes, my bed is on the floor. There is no box spring, there is no frame because it wouldn't fit. A lot of Taiwanese homes have this. Not every one of them does, but a lot of them just sleep sort of on the floor. I mean, I'm on a mattress, but just a mattress on a floor. It's all I can fit up here. But I don't mind it. It's kind of cozy. I lived in a place like this before. It is very different from a lot of bedrooms that people might be used to. This whole upstairs area does come with a bit of storage, which is nice. And then I get to listen to one of the busiest streets in Taiwan behind me as I sleep. That is another interesting thing about Taiwan, is that the amount of road noise is ridiculous. People are honking constantly. It's not as bad as it was up in China, but it doesn't matter because it's made up for with the police and the people who do the traffic. They sort of blow their whistles and it is incredibly loud. There's just a lot going on down there because especially during rush hour, and you can hear it all in here. This building is not too new. I reckon it's about 20 years old. I could be wrong, maybe 15 years old. And the sound insulation just simply doesn't exist. It's very noisy outside and you hear it all. But honestly, once you get used to it, it does become kind of like white noise, but I'm happy with it so far. Another quirk about Taiwanese homes that I find really interesting is that light switches never seem to turn on the light or the thing that you think it will. For example, I have a light upstairs. Let's take a look. It's that light up there. It's kind of exposed, raw light. I don't like it. I want to turn it off. Well, if you're thinking about where you want to make the light switch, you might think it's on a wall over there, or perhaps it's the light switches up there, but you'd be wrong. You would have to come all the way down the stairs, go onto the first floor, come over here, turn the corner and press this light switch, which if you were to come in here for the first time, you'd think that's for the bathroom. It's not. It is indeed for the light that goes up there. It just doesn't make any sense to me. I think a lot of foreigners find that kind of frustrating. Not really frustrating, it's just sort of interesting how light switches never turn on or off the things that you think they will. It's really interesting how they build places like this. And yeah, this is my Taiwanese home. I hope you like it. It's cozy, it's small. I also really like how it's safe. Every single Taiwanese apartment, or I think almost every single Taiwanese apartment building, will come with a security guard who helps out with things like management and parking and all kinds of stuff. And they work on the first floor, and I think that's really interesting because I know that in North America, usually there is no security guard. You just beep in the door and you go up the elevator to your room, but here there's actually someone to greet you. Anyways, that's it for me, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the subscribe button. It really helps me out so much, especially if it's your second or third time watching me. You know, subscribe, learn a thing or two about Taiwan. I do apologize that I've been gone for about a month. I haven't been posting anything. I've still been working. I don't know, took a break off the internet. People say it's healthy. I don't know. Anyways, thanks for stopping by, guys, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.